As election officials across Ohio look ahead to November's midterm election, a new statewide initiative aims to make sure county boards of elections can recruit and train enough poll workers. Ohio Secretary of State Frank LaRose announced Directive 2625 this week. The initiative requires County Board of Elections to recruit and train at least 15% more poll workers than the statutory minimum, recommending they reach 30%. To help with recruitment and training, the Secretary of State's office is providing $1 million in grant funding to Board of Elections, with the amount each board receives based on the number of registered voters in the county. According to the Washington County Board of Elections, having a larger pool of poll workers to draw from will make it a little easier to breathe come Elections Day. Deputy Director Melissa Saltz-Waldell says it'll help ensure they always have a backup to call in case a poll worker is unavailable.
If someone calls off sick or something happens, someone passes in the family and that they need to take care of that. That's important. So we do have that pool of people we can call at the, hey, I need you at this certain location.
Saltz-Waldell says under the new requirements, the Washington County Board of Elections aims to hire about 200 total poll workers, up from 115 in the May election. She says they haven't learned exactly how much grant funding the board will receive from the state, though the initiative guarantees a minimum of $1,000 per county. The board will have a poll worker training from October 12th to 16th with 2 sessions daily at 10 a.m. and 5:30 p.m.